I thought I would jump on because I have been getting asked this question a lot recently, both in the studio and actually people commenting on Instagram or sending me information or questions or requests, and I just thought I would come along here and answer it for you. So we're going to have a chat today specifically about how you can't out-train a bad diet, and also how really you can't spot reduce fat, okay? So you can't say, I want to reduce my belly, so what do I do? What exercises do I do to reduce my belly? That sort of thing, okay? So if this is a subject that you're like, okay, I need to hear this, then hang around. If you are watching it live, go ahead and put comment number 1 in the comment box below. If you're watching this as a replay, thank you so very much. Go ahead and put a comment 2 below, or again, ask me any questions. If it resonates with you, put a high five or an emoji in there. I would love to hear from you. If you're watching me for the first time, where the heck have you been? Only joking. Thank you so much for checking me out. My name is Lisa Barwise, and I consider myself a wellness alchemist. That means I'm the kick-ass catalyst in the transformation of women around the world, strong of mind, body, and character. And I am the creator of this thing called Warrior Goddess Kettlebell Training, and also the Warrior Goddess Body online boot camps for body shape change and lifestyle change. So I want to talk to you today specifically about this thing that I get asked a lot, which is how do I, what exercises should I do to reduce my belly fat? Well, how can I get a flatter stomach? How can I de-wobble my thighs? How can I, get rid of my bingo wings? Those sorts of things. And also expectations in terms of, well, when beginners start working out with me, they have this wonderful expectation that if they come and work out for 3 or 4 weeks, that they are going to massively change their body, and they can do that without making any changes to their nutrition, which kind of is just not true. So what does it mean to say that you can't you can't out-train a bad diet, and also how can you not spot reduce fat? So what we say when we say you can't out-train a bad diet, it basically means that if you look at 2 models of training, if you look at somebody who goes to the gym, 3 or 4 times a week, and they go, for 45 minutes to an hour at a time, or they come to classes and they do their workouts 4 or 5 times per week, or even 3 times per week, and the results that they get, they don't make any changes to their diet, versus somebody who only comes twice a week but also makes change to their diet, who do you think is going to see results quicker in terms of changes to their shape? So what is easy for most of us, believe it or not, is the exercise. So if we can motivate ourselves to turn up and do a workout and enjoy that workout and get that workout done, then we feel like we're off the hook. We've done our bit for feeling healthy and for keeping our bodies the way that they are, and therefore we don't really monitor the hard thing, which is what goes on our plate and what goes in our mouths. So in some ways, that's what it means to say you can't out-exercise a bad diet. So, or you can't out-train a bad diet. So the other thing that tends to happen that people don't also recognize is the more that you train, the more that you are boosting your metabolism. So the 4 main things that boost your metabolism are exercising, strength training specifically, something that also builds muscle as well as burns fat, or interval training also does that, helps to boost your metabolism, it's metabolic conditioning, but also eating increases your metabolism. All of that little, what we call non-active movement, so walking, taking the stairs, all of that small movement will also increase your metabolism, as does fasting some of the time for certain people. So those are the 4 things. And when you increase your metabolism, your body becomes hungrier. So what tends to happen for the people over here in this camp that do 4 or 5 workouts per week is that they actually become hungrier and they end up eating more food. And in that way, and eating more food is not bad, but if they're not eating the right food at the right time for the right purpose, this can mean that they don't actually see any results, because they're basically just putting the calories in that they've burnt, and they're also maybe eating the wrong sorts of calories at the wrong time. So they're not using the food as fuel to help the body to make the changes and to build the muscle, etc., etc. So the people over here who are eating the right thing at the right time for the right reasons, which is what we call carb cycling, and what we use in our Warrior Goddess body programs, and then just supplementing that with 2 or 3 workouts per week, those are the people that are getting the results. Does that make sense? So it really is, I don't know if you've ever seen that kind of pie chart that floats around the internet about, you know, results in terms of the body shape change that you're looking for. It really is, you know, 70% about your diet and 30% about your exercise. I like to say that really it's 70% about your diet, 30% about your exercise, and 100% about your mindset. And we're going to cover mindset in other videos in terms of healing your diet mindset and being able to making body shape change easier for you, and setting that up in a way that is actually intuitive and really easy for you and your body. So that's what it means to say that you can't out-train a bad diet. If you're continuing to eat in the same way and all you're doing is a couple of workouts per week, will you see increases in fitness? Absolutely. Will you see increases in strength? Absolutely. But if your goal is to say to lose a stone or to drop a dress size in 4 weeks and you're still not making any changes to your nutrition, what you might find is you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. The other point that I wanted to talk about in this particular video is about the spotting, reducing of fat versus the spot training of muscle, okay? So a lot of the time people say to me, you know, what exercises should I be doing to flatten my stomach, to get rid of the bingo wings, etc., etc. So you cannot spot reduce fat. You cannot say to the human body, see that little bit of fat there, can you, next time I don't eat as many calories, take the fat off that area? Okay, and when you do an exercise, so when you're even doing crunches or when you're doing, you know, squats, etc., what you're actually doing is working the muscle. You're ripping and tearing the muscle fibers, which then grow back stronger and bigger. So when you actually work out a muscle group, you're making it bigger. Okay, or you're not just toning it. You either make a muscle bigger or the muscle stays small. You can't tone muscle. It just either gets bigger, and in that way makes your body look more toned because your muscle is bigger and the fat is starting to shed so you can see the muscle. Does that make sense? So if you're thinking about trying to reduce something in size, working that area is actually just going to make it bigger. Interesting, huh? So if you are somebody who's been doing crunches and crunches and crunches and crunches and hoping that that's going to make your stomach flat, or you're doing nothing but core work and core work thinking, okay, this is going to make my tummy flat, it is not. What makes your stomach flatter is that you build lean muscle within the body and then you shed fat with fat reducing in terms of monitoring your calories, being in a calorie deficit, and looking at other things that make your metabolism work better, okay? So you can't spot reduce fat, but you can spot train muscle. So when we work triceps and do tricep works, or when we do bicep, that was a bicep curl, but also when we do tricep related things, we're working the tricep and we're working the bicep, but we're working to actually make that muscle bigger and stronger so that the muscle will fill you out to make you look curvier and make you look leaner, and then the burning of the calories and the reducing of the fat with monitoring what you're eating will help to reduce the fat all over the body, including that tricep or bicep area. Does that make sense? So the thing that actually frustrates a lot of my clients is when you first start in your body shape change journey, your fat never comes off the places that you kind of want, right? So generally, it depends on your genetics, it depends on, you know, what muscle you already have, it depends on your current level of fitness, all of these things. So, for example, for me, the first place I generally see it is across my shoulders and across my chest and into my shoulders, into my kind of sternum kind of area, and you can generally see the bones getting a bit leaner. I would lean out my arms quite quickly, but the last place to go as most people, is that whole core, or the swim ring, as one of my clients used to call it, which is the belly and then all the way around into the back. And it's the last place to go. So how do you lose that? And this is the bad news, ladies, is it's not going to happen overnight. We can all lose 5 pounds. We all know exactly what we need to do to lose 5 pounds, but to stay in that level of deprivation and starvation and calorie counting and all of those sorts of diet mentalities, it's not long term. You cannot stay in that calorie deficit forever. You will damage your thyroid, you will damage your metabolism, you'll have chronic fatigue, you'll have lots of different issues. So what we need to do is develop a exercise habit over a period of time. And in fact, we generally say 12 months minimum to change your body shape in a way that once you've changed it, will stay and you'll have long-lasting results. So it's working out, being consistent with doing strength training and interval training, and then also being consistent with what you eat. Now, it doesn't have to be about deprivation. In fact, a lot of my ladies talk about how they've never eaten so much in their lives. So it's not about how little you eat, it's about eating the right thing at the right time for the right reason. So if you're somebody who has struggled for decades, years to lose weight, to change your body shape, it's because you're trying quick fixes all of the time. You're trying to bunk the system. It is physics, it is science. It's actually a very simple scientific formula in terms of doing that. It's just there's nuances for each person's body, and we all have a individual way of how hormones affect us, etc. But the reason why most people just want to try to crunch their way out of something, drink a detox tea to do something, is because they want immediate, instant effects, and they don't want to necessarily put in the work and be consistent over a period of time. So here is my promise to you. If you make a commitment to your body for at least 1 year to be consistent with your exercise and your strength training, to build that lean muscle, which will ultimately boost your metabolism, which will ultimately give you curves in your body, which will ultimately also help your joints, and as you age, being able to age more gracefully and youthfully, you will then turn your body into more of a fat burning machine, because it actually burns more calories with a higher thermic rate of muscle has, basically. And then you will be able to burn that fat much more efficiently. The other thing is, if we just lose weight, ladies, and because we all know how to do it. We've tried it before. It's never stuck because it's too hard to hold on to that for too long, and it's just not good for our bodies. But if we do lose weight, it tends to just, if we've got down to that, we've actually just been able to get a bit skinny, okay? So we're skinny, or we're also still a bit droopy, or we're still a bit wobbly. And I'm saying these words because these are the words that you're saying to yourself. There's nothing wrong with any of that if you are somebody who's naturally slim, or if this is the goal that you have. However, in my experience of working with women now for more than 13 years in women's wellness, what we generally want is to feel lean, but we also just want to feel sexy. We want to feel strong. We want to feel confident. And I always say that if you focus on strong, this part and how the body looks after itself. So I hope that was helpful. This is basically what it means to, you can't out-exercise a bad diet, and also you can't spot reduce fat. If you want to find out more about how we can help you with regards to that, we have our Warrior Goddess Body program. It is a 28-day cycle over 13 months. You can start at any time, you can cancel at any time, but it is a 28-day cycle. So it's all about you being able to kickstart, see results very quickly, but understanding that it's the full change of seasons that you're going to need to dedicate to yourself to really see the body shape change and lifestyle change that you've been looking for. So if you want to find out more, you can click the link underneath this video to find out more about the Wheel of the Year program, which is part of our Warrior Goddess Body program. And if you have any questions, or if you want to find out more about how we can help you both offline, we actually have a studio here and classes here, but also online, which is what our Wheel of the Year program is, for home-based workouts, very easily done from your living room. Lots of accountability, and also recipes and how to eat for you and your particular body. So if you need any of sort of that, click on the link below, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side. Enjoy.